Hey, hey. Welcome to We Talk, everybody. It's Friday. Little Sister Key, where you at? You in there?
I'm here. Happy Friday, everybody. It's your girl Key in the house with my sissy lady Jay and my other sissy Shay Brown. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy chilly Friday. It's been cold outside
Yes.
today. So hopefully everybody is snug as a bug in a rug right now, wherever you are, warmed up, and you got your ingredients prepared for tonight's meal that we're going to be doing a cooking session. We are going to be learning about heart disease and diabetes from the book How Not to Die. And we are going to be doing a special giveaway tonight. So make sure that you chime in the comments wherever it is that you're tuning in from. Make sure that you say hey, say I'm here, say what's up, y'all. Say something so that we know that you're out there, so that you can enter in for the drawing for our book at the end of the show. So call somebody, text somebody, tweet somebody, knock on the door next door. Stay put wherever you are. If you run real quick, don't run far because you do not want to miss this.
Right.
So I'm going to kick it over to our sissy Shay Brown so that she can do her self introduction, and then we're going to jump right into this thing.
Hey guys, I am Shay Brown, CEO and founder of Fit for Life. Fit for Life is an organization, that's right, to where we practice healthier lifestyles and we try to educate people on healthy lifestyles and how to prevent, reverse, or even maintain chronic illnesses and diseases. So tonight is a very, very special night for me because I have read this book backwards, forwards, sideways. I have completely read this book called How Not to Die, and I am so excited to be able to share a couple of the chapters with you guys today. So I'm hoping that what we can do is talk about the book, and I'm gonna turn it back over to Kiera right now. Thank you.
Okay. All right, y'all. So
Wait, Key. Before we go, because I feel like it's important for Shay to give a little bit more of her knowledge, what's the word the term I'm looking for?
Expertise.
There you go.
I'm sorry guys, I got a little distracted. Honey came through the door with a bunch of flowers for me, and I'm like, oh my God, they're beautiful. Thank you. The absolute best. I'm like, honey, I'm alive.
Come on, show us.
Thank you.
Yes! That's my Isaiah, my man.
Outside of the Zoom meetings, but just to tell you guys a little bit more about myself, I am a certified plant-based nutritionist. I am a licensed family nurse practitioner. I am a certified personal trainer, and I also am a certified health coach. So with all those entities together, we have learned how to help people, if they're willing, control their illnesses and diseases, or even sometimes to help to prevent these things from happening to them. This is really, really close and dear to my heart. So I am really asking people to please chime in, ask those questions, because this is the time to where you want to start to prevent a heart attack or a stroke from happening. This is the time that you want to prevent a lot of those fatty lipids from depositing into those arteries. And this is the time that you want to prevent an overwhelming supply of glucose to where your body becomes insulin resistant. So I'm really encouraging people. Yes, we are cooking, and that is part of this How Not to Die, because people are like, okay, we hear you guys talking, but I don't know what to cook. So we're going to go through what to cook. We're going to go through how you guys should be able to read labels. I was so proud to talk to my brother-in-law, or not talk to my brother-in-law, but have him school his wife, my sister-in-law, on how to read labels, because he was, ready to convert over to a healthier lifestyle. So, he and I, we went into the store one day, and the best way to educate someone, or to make sure someone has enough knowledge to be able to save their own life, you have to teach them. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be teaching you guys how to read labels. I have a few things here that I want to show you guys. We want to talk about saturated fat. We want to talk about trans fat. We want to talk about cholesterol. We want to talk about all of those things that causes coronary artery disease, okay? Then we're going to bring it down and finish it off with diabetes. We know that we only have an hour for the show, so we are going to jump right into it. Jackie, did you want to start, love?
Well, I'm gonna throw it back to Key in just a second, but I did want to share with everybody. Since this is such an important show, we feel as though that the topics that we're gonna cover in this book, in this chapter 1 and 6, and so we are letting you know in the front, we may run over a little bit, but just stay with us. I promise you, it is going to be worth the extra time that you spend simply because you're important. And we want you to know how important you are and to teach you some things about just some little small changes that you can make that's going to make a big difference in your life. So, Key, let her rip.
All right, y'all. So I just want to go over, I guess, quickly. We're going to be making vegan chicken quesadillas, and I'm just going to read off the ingredients for everybody, just so in case you didn't. It is posted on Facebook and everywhere, but just to run through really quickly. So we're using carb control or vegan tortilla shells. We are using vegan chicken, or you can use regular chicken if that's what you're going to do. And Jackie is actually holding up some stuff in the background, so I'm going to go ahead and hold my stuff up too while we're going through it.
Well, while you're talking, I was trying to be, your Vanna White.
All right, so I got some organic tortilla shells here. And Shay, you can do the same if you like, or you can just sit there and look pretty while you wait for us to take it back. I got some Chipotle plant-based chicken. You heard that, Pastor Phil. Plant-based chicken is what I have. Lady J has her plant-based chicken as well. Then we have some red onions. We have some spinach. We have our regular or vegan Mexican cheese. Make sure you got your cheese, of course. That you can't have the quesadilla without your cheese. And then fine garlic, pepper, seasoning, chicken seasoning is what we'll be using this evening. And last but certainly not least, canola or olive oil for our base. So that is our ingredients. And Shay, do you want to go ahead and start cooking and talk as we cook, or how we want to do? How long will the meal take to cook?
It doesn't take no more than about 10 minutes to make this meal.
Okay, so about 10 minutes.
That is all. What we can do, did you ladies read or listen to chapter 1 and 6, because it is a book and it's also an audio book as well.
Yeah.
Okay. With my busy lifestyle, I did the audio book because I go listen to it when I'm in my truck, and I'm talking back to this guy as he's talking. Can't do all that. I'm like, people need to hear you now, So I'm listening to him talk, and I'm like getting so much information. Like I said, I read the book back and forth. It is such a great tool for me to be able to use when I'm in the clinic talking to patients. It's a great tool to use whenever I want to have a reference for them to be able to follow. A lot of my patients that I have now, a lot of them are reading this book, How Not to Die. So when they come in to see me, we talk about the book, we talk about different types of diets. And right now what I'm trying to do is get a great do's and don'ts of what not to eat and what to eat. And I'm trying to put it into my jobs, what's it for? Yeah, their network. But I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for it or not. But I'm definitely gonna do it anyway. Maybe I can make it my own and just print that out for them so they'll know the do's and the don'ts. But I feel to believe that a lot of my patients that have taken on this 30-day challenge of no meat, one of them came in yesterday and was telling me she hadn't had meat for 30 days. And I just want to let you know that my blood pressure is like 117 over 76. He said, I took it this morning. And he said, I brought my wife in, but I knew you were here. I could not wait to tell you. He said, I'm going to go another 30 days without eating any meat because I really want to get off this blood pressure medication. So that made me feel good to hear in reference to him and his blood pressure going down. So we're going to kick it off right now with chapter 1, okay? Chapter 1 is how not to die of coronary artery disease, okay? A lot of people do not know exactly what the coronary artery is. These coronary arteries are the large, big dog arteries that surround the heart. It surround the brain. I mean, supplies blood to the brain. It supplies blood to your major organs. All right. So these big dog arteries, you definitely do not want to cause any damage to them. So with coronary artery disease, studies have shown that.
Are you listening to this? I wish you would listen to this.
Studies have shown that many Americans, the Americanized diet has the highest increase in coronary artery deaths. Okay, they have the highest increase in sudden heart attack deaths, and they have the highest increase when it comes down to strokes and everything else because of our sedentary diet. I think there was another study that showed they think that sometimes that when you get older, that's when you get sick. But that is not necessarily the case. You guys know that I'm at the age of 51 and my arteries are squeaky clean, okay?
Yeah.
But there are some people, you know, I had a 14-year-old girl that came into my office with her mom. She was 324 pounds. I did a hemoglobin A1C on her. Normal hemoglobin A1C is supposed to be less than 5.8, 5.7 and below. Her hemoglobin A1C was 7.5. So she wasn't a pre-diabetic, she was a full-blown diabetic at the age of 14. And I also did cholesterol levels on her as well. I checked her LDL, and the LDL is what we call the bad cholesterol. And we want that bad cholesterol to be less than 150. When you're older, we want it less than 70. Hers was 289.
Woo!
This girl was 14. So the myth about, you know, the older you get, the sicker you get, no, that's not necessarily the case, okay? It starts with the Americanized diet. In the book, it teaches us, or it has explained to us, that a lot of our children, they start to get these streaks of cholesterol in their arteries by the time they're age 10. Does anybody know why that happens?
I'm gonna guess because, well, sometimes they may be born with, you know, some type of heart disease or, you know, predisposed condition. But I'm also gonna say because people like myself initially have the mentality that children can eat anything because they're children, because they rip and run and they get, you know, physical exercise, that we can just feed them, you know, nuggets and fries or feed them snacks and Pop-Tarts and they will be okay because they're kids.
Yes, that is some of the cases, or is some of the thoughts that a lot of our older adults have. But kids are not like the way they were when we were children. You know,
right.
They have video games. Right. They don't go outside and play basketball. They don't go outside and play red light, green light. They don't go out and do hopscotch. They don't jump rope. Kids do not do anything anymore. So that is not the case anymore. So when we say the kids, they can eat whatever they want and lose weight, yeah, it used to be the case, but that is not the case anymore. In the book, it explains that, again, like I said, kids start to have streaks of cholesterol in their artery by the time they're 10. But there was another study that showed fetuses that women had miscarriages. They checked the arteries of those babies as well. It showed that those babies' arteries had streaks of cholesterol in them as well.
Wow.
And that stemmed from a parent's the mother eating a faulty diet. So it starts before the child is even born. I mean, we don't even give our children a fighting start before they're even born. Yeah. So these are some of the things that this book is pretty much explaining to us. And we all know that knowledge is power. Yeah. We all know that. That's why I really express to everyone to please get the book or even listen to the audio version of the book. Yeah. I'm telling you, if you just even give it a chance, you never know who life you might save. You might even save your own.
Right. Shay, let me ask you a question, Shay, because as we were going through the book, one of the things that I found really interesting was the section on the children. And so let's talk about the signs and the symptoms that children often, they will not often, that they can experience, because I don't think that many people think about these type of diseases and illnesses as where it comes to affecting the children. And so I see a lot of different parts of that I've seen before in some children, having worked in the hospital and not really known what it was that they were dealing with or what they were going through. I mean, the book talks about swelling, edema of the feet, the ankles, their lower legs. When the child says, I got a bellyache, or their abdomen is hurting, we don't automatically think that they are dealing with, something like heart disease. So I think it's important to, just talk about some of these things. I mean, their liver can be affected, their neck veins, they can have trouble breathing, especially with activity, including rapid breathing, because I don't know about you guys, but my children played football, baseball, basketball, soccer, all of those little different things. One of my boys played lacrosse, and somebody did something with I can't even think of what the name of that sport was or whatever. But they go through, children are back in the day, because I find that in 2020, 2021, 22, children are not as active as they were when we were growing up. Shay's 51, I'm 54, pushing up 55. Kiera, I believe, is 41. And so, but back in our time, you got put outside, right?
Yeah.
You got put outside and you had to find something to do. Your siblings were your video games.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And so, the neighborhood kids, everybody, hung out together. So I think it's important, that we, talk about these things, even in infants. Oh my gosh. And you mentioned, Shay, from the womb, an infant can be experiencing heart disease, and sometimes it's not always just based on, genetics or whatever. It can be, a lot of it is based on, our eating habits. And so we, transfer those eating habits onto our children, not
Absolutely.
not intentionally, but you know what? That's what our parents did. And so that's what our parents did. That's what our parents did. And so that's what we would do. But when you know better, you do better. How about that?
That part.
Absolutely.
You did an excellent explanation of the questions that you asked me, because I was getting ready to say the same things that you did, but apparently someone has been doing their own homework. So I'm really happy to see that. And just to piggyback off of what Jackie just said, some of these signs and symptoms that these children they exhibit, they might not, just like the typical
Right.
adult. They
Right.
might not. But by the time that they're 18, if they still are having a faulty diet, they are prone to start developing some type of heart disease. This starts with high blood pressure. I have children coming into my office now, not even children, adults at the age of 22, 23, 24. Had a 19-year-old come in my office today.
Wow.
Blood pressure 139. 139 over 86. Okay? And she's overweight. So a lot of our children don't like to hear the word obesity, but I don't shy away from the word, because you need to hear exactly what that word is. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, when a heart attack hits you, it's not going to be like, hey baby, look, I'm coming, get ready for me. No. So I have to explain to all of my patients, this is what's going to happen to you. You might have a stroke and you might not die. Okay? You might have a stroke and you might be paralyzed on one side of your body. Understand, we as healthcare professionals, we can keep you alive for a long time.
My,
Yeah, we
my.
can. But
Mm.
see, that's just the thing. People, they don't understand that. You know, we can keep you alive for a long time. So instead of us loading you up with a lot of medications that has a heck of a lot of side
And you
effects,
certainly won't have a decent quality of life.
no, you will not.
You will
How
not.
about let's try and reverse that? People don't think that coronary artery disease is reversible. Do you guys believe that's reversible?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't know that before I read the book, though.
Right. Right.
Well, tell me how it is reversible then, Kiara.
Wait a minute. Let me scroll. Oh, you know what? And I was actually gonna say that. I wasn't gonna jump there quite yet, but since we did, because the buildup of plaque inside of these arteries, if we change our diet, if we incorporate more exercise, these are some of the ways that we can repair the damage that is done. And also, with that being said, I was reading a lot. It's funny because by you being vegan and we push plant-based, 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 not saying that everybody has to be vegan, but even people like myself that does seafood and vegetarian vegan, I do a combination of things, but just eliminating that animal products, y'all. I'm telling you, like, as I was reading this chapter, and it was talking about lowering cholesterol and making repairs to the damage, that from the coronary heart disease. The very first thing it said was cut back on animal fats. Besides making friends with fiber and going veggie, one meatless meal per week at least, y'all. So listen, that's really not asking a lot.
No.
Even if you want to continue to hold on to your chicken and your turkey, I'm not gonna say hold on to your red meat, y'all, but if you want to hold on to your regular chicken, your turkey, go plant based one day out of the week and do that for a while and see how much better you'll feel. But watch your carbs, lose weight, move more, and just make a habit. Be intentional about your diet and exercise. Look, I sound like you, Shay.
If I could jump in
I'm
there and
telling you,
share,
yes, you do.
ladies and sisters, if I could jump in there and share just a little bit about me, my journey now. Years ago, I gave up red meat. I just did not like the way it felt. And then right behind the red meat, I gave up, the pork, things of that nature. Every now and then I would occasionally have some bacon because it was hard to give up bacon. But then I got away from the bacon, and then I ended up getting away from turkey because I didn't eat red meat as in terms of like burgers. So I ate the turkey burgers. And then I got away from, I said, I want to give up the turkey burgers. And I had tried Shay's Hot Mess Burgers. How about that? The Hot Mess Burgers. And I have not gone back to turkey since. And so then what I was doing was because I have allergies and I was allergic to seafood, I didn't eat seafood. So my only source of meat was coming from chicken. But then I decided, you know what, I kind of want to get away from chicken, but I love chicken, but I kind of want to get away from chicken. And so I started, little by little, I started eating more plant-based items because I said I like the taste of them. But then little by little, as I found more different options, I could move further and further away from chicken. Now, am I going to tell you I don't completely have chicken? I completely don't have chicken. I don't, but I can go a week or two and not have chicken. I did find a salmon that I can eat, which, that has helped with my transition. But I say all that to say, when I got off of I noticed cutting back, the chicken, I even feel a difference in the phlegm buildup. I'm an asthmatic, so I struggle with the phlegm. I'm lactose intolerant, so I stay away. I do my best to stay away from the dairy. So taking, the chicken out along with the dairy, the red meat, the pork, and the turkey, I feel so much better. I feel so much better. Pastor Phil said, "Oh, you just jumping up out the bed, you moving around, you kind of spry." Y'all, I'm bending over picking up my own stuff most of the time now. And so I can be a testament to say that I notice a change in how I feel overall. My joints don't hurt as bad. I have more flexibility. I have more movement. You know what I'm saying? And yes, my weight is slow to come off, but I'm noticing when I added in more exercise and more walking and was able to do more movement, the inches are coming off. And so, yes, this is real, y'all. This is real. Your skin is going to glow. You're going to feel good. I know I'm not quite where Shay is. Listen, the sister aging backwards, for real, for real. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm 54 going on 55, but I don't look it. I don't look it.
Not at all, sis. It's all in our genes. That's what it is.
Yes. Yes.
So now that we pretty much have explained coronary artery disease, what can you guys tell me about the fish oil? What are your thoughts about that? Can you guys touch on that for me? Because I know that, a lot of people, they take fish oil, and they still eat a faulty diet, mind you, but they take the fish oil because, they have said that fish oil helps to decrease coronary artery disease. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
All right, listen, I gotta jump in there and talk about the fish oil. And the reason why I was jumping up and down like that is because I had it down because reading this chapter left me a little bit confused. Yeah. And so I actually texted my husband as I was reading the part about the fish oil, and I'm like, I'm not buying any more fish oil pills. And he's like, well, dang, I already took my pill for today. I said, well, don't worry about it. You're not going to croak over. It's going to be okay. But I'm going to wait till we get on this show and I'm going to talk to Shay about it and see what she thinks. So in reading, the part of the chapter about fish oil, is it good or is it bad? It says that when taken as recommended, fish oil supplements are generally considered safe. However, fish oil supplements can cause mild side effects, including a fishy aftertaste, bad breath, heartburn, nausea, or diarrhea, rashes, etc. And then it says taking high doses of fish oil supplements might increase the risk of bleeding and possibly increase the risk of stroke. So I'm like reading on and I'm like, wait a minute, because I hear, my parents and, talking about the fish oil and my mom. And the reason why we kind of start to take things is because other people tell you. Right. They're like, oh, I take the fish oil and my bones stopped aching and the inflammation was better and stuff stopped popping and cracking. But then reading, on the chapter, they did a study called the DART trial 1 and 2. And in the first DART trial, it said that, that everybody kind of came out okay and that it lowered levels, blah, blah, blah. But then when they went back and did the second trial with 3,000 men who increased oily fish or took fish oil supplements, then they noticed the increase in cardiac death. So I'm like, let me talk to Shay Brown and see what advice she would give somebody if they came in and said, Nurse Shay, are they good or are they bad? What should I do?
Well, I, in the beginning, was a big person that was fond of fish oil until I started doing more research following Dr. Braxton Montgomery, a cardiologist, electrophysiologist outside of Houston, Texas. And then from his information, he had references of other doctors talking about fish oil. Fish oil doesn't do a thing to help coronary artery disease.
Wow.
There have been all kind of meta-analysis along with Dr. Michael McGregory. He's also concurred what I have previously read in the past from 2 other cardiologists. They said, take it out of your medication regimen. Do not take it. Does it hurt you? No. But does it help you? No. You're just taking extra pills, basically. All right? And it's like here it said, every pill comes with a side effect. Why do we still keep taking these pills to fix the problem? The underlying problem is your diet. If you fix the diet, then you definitely fix the underlying problem, okay? Which is coronary artery disease. So I'm glad that I definitely did bring that one up. We're going to keep talking, but as we're talking, we're going to start to switch it over to a little bit of cooking, okay? So I wanted to show you guys what I have today. This is the one that I buy. It is the chicken, and if you can see, it has 18 grams of protein, which is important. So when I tell you guys that it's important to read the labels, you can see the trans fat, you can see the saturated fat, and that they're all zero. Now, what is this stuff made of, Shay? Well, it says here that it's made up of soy, a little bit of yeast extract, onions, a little onion powder, soy protein, distilled vinegar. Not a lot of anything. Look like 3 ingredients is really the main ingredients for this vegan chicken. So, how many calories is it? Well, that's 130 calories per 3/4 cup. Now, these quesadillas are not going to be 3/4 of a cup, trust me, okay? And to get 130 calories into your quesadilla would be virtually impossible. Three quarters of a cup will definitely fill anyone up, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started with the cooking. Now, I have my chicken in a bowl, all right? And what I do, I put all my seasonings into my bowl, and then I mix it all up real good to make sure that it does not, I mix it up real good to make sure that I have all of my chicken really properly seasoned, and then when I put it on the tortilla bread, only thing I gotta do is just put a little bit of olive oil in there. No, I have olive oil. Put a little bit of my olive oil in there, and then I just start to cook, okay? So
we can go ahead. Are you saying we can go ahead and start mixing our ingredients?
Yep.
Okay.
But I'm just showing everybody what I have here, okay? This is real olive oil. So I've already turned the pan on, and I've already started heating up my pan. So we're gonna put a little bit of oil in the pan so we can just get it heated up.
So Shay, I got a quick question for you while you're talking. My chicken, the plant-based chicken that I have, it says like cook for 7 minutes, but then it's already, so I don't have to pre-cook this, right? I can just put it, do what you're doing?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want no problems.
All right, so I'm using just regular fine garlic. All right, and I'm putting it in my bowl. Okay.
Okay, so Shay, I did not use can we also substitute the regular fine garlic for fresh garlic?
Minced garlic?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'm also using the chicken. I get this from Sam's. I use it to make anything taste like chicken. It works. Okay. And it's called the Weber's chicken. All right. And then I put this in here as well. And don't be afraid of your seasonings, okay? Don't be afraid of it. The only thing that you want to be very lenient with is your sea salt. Any salt, you want to be lenient with that, okay? A couple of drops here and there. I'm also using black pepper. All right.
So I'm holding up the chicken by Weber's, and I said I was holding up the chicken for people to see, and so I just want to I'll chime in and say that I didn't find it at Sam's. I ended up going to Dollar General. Actually, is where I found it at. I found it at Dollar General. I did notice when I Googled to see where I could purchase it at. I did see that it was at Walmart and also Big Lots, if you believe that. So I thought that was interesting.
All right, so I also used the fork to kind of like break up the chicken a little bit in the bowl and to mix up the seasoning is really, really good. Okay.
Are we putting the onion in or no, not yet?
No onions yet.
Okay.
Okay, no onions yet. Okay, so we have that. Now the bread that I am using tonight, you want to look at, I have two different types of bread, okay? This one is the carb balance. Okay, again, I get that from Sam's. And if you look on the back, again, it's so important to read those ingredients, okay? 70 calories. Anything that's less than 100 calories is fine with me. The saturated fat on there is 1. The trans fat is 0. Remember, saturated fat consists of your animal fat. Okay, yes, that's it, Jackie. So when we talk about saturated fat, we talk about all the greasy meat that we eat, the pork. We talk about they're just greasy. The turkey, the chicken, it's all greasy. I mean, if you ever when Thanksgiving, you cut the turkey, I mean, it's really full of juice. No, it's full of grease. Okay? So those saturated fats is mostly animal-based products. The trans fats are basically your processed foods. Okay? Your processed sausage, a lot of the processed meats. Those are all of your trans fats, okay? So again, this one here is only 70 calories. And if I want to go even deeper, I have another one called the carb count, okay? And this one has 35 calories.
Oh, wow.
That is all. The trans fat is 0, and the saturated fat is 0. So how healthy can this be? Okay, it doesn't get any healthier than this.
All right. Shay, let me jump in there. Shay, let me jump in there real quick because I want to say that my question is, why is it so difficult to find the items that are, healthy food items? Why is that so hard?
Because they don't put them in our areas.
Girl, you said a mouthful right there.
Listen, I went to 3 stores today and
They don't put them in
still
our areas.
was struggling. So yeah.
I don't know why. Well, I don't know why you don't put it in our areas because we want to live longer too.
Right.
But we have to go hunting. Sorry,
Yeah.
we have to go to moms.
Yeah.
We have to go to certain giants that have this type of food.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have it in suburban, in more of a more ethnic type area.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, they just don't.
Yeah.
I got my vegan chicken from Giants in White Marsh.
That part.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I found mine at Walmart.
Exactly. So
I bet you it wasn't Golden Ring.
Oh, no. It was Aberdeen.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get started with layering our quesadilla.
Wait a minute,
so see if I can have the camera.
Hold
on.
You
guys see me okay?
Yeah, but wait a minute, Shay. What's the frying pan for?
So you can cook it on both sides.
Oh, okay. So I don't need this.
Becky never made a quesadilla before.
No, I haven't. And what this is what I do have a quesadilla maker.
Oh, see, she's fancy. That's why.
My daughter Octavia
have that, so I couldn't bring out mine.
Let me just say, my daughter Octavia. I didn't. Yeah. So
everyone doesn't have it, James. So I couldn't bring mine out either.
Okay. So then I guess I better go back to my frying pan. Or can I?
Fancy girl over here.
Can I just? I'm just gonna represent those of us who have one.
Now that we have that, we are ready to start putting our quesadilla together. Okay, we have our vegan cheese. Okay, I got the spicy Monterey Jack style cheese. I like my cheese a little spicy. It gives it a little bit of kick. Okay. There's something else that you can put in there too. To really set it off is Chipotle seasonings. If anybody has, and that's a secret I'm telling you guys. Because normally I'll just tell you just a kicking chicken and call it a day. But if you want to make it a little bit more spicier, I have my seasonings. I put them in these little containers because people are always trying to figure out what I'm cooking. So I put them.
Stuff for the cookbook, y'all. She had stuff.
The cookbook is coming. Don't worry. So you can put a little bit of Chipotle in your kicking chicken as well. Just give it a little bit more kick. And then you want to start layering it on your flatbread, okay? So we're gonna put a little bit of chicken here, okay? And I'm gonna show you what mine look like when I'm done with it, so you'll know how to layer it on top of yours. So
So
you're not putting too much on there.
Okay. So Shay, I
All
want to say, because are we using this? Are we mixing the spinach in with it, or
No. This is what we're doing, okay? So I'm gonna tip my camera down. There we go. Okay, so what we're doing, can you guys see me okay?
Yeah.
All right, so what we're doing, we are putting the chicken on first, okay? And we're doing it on half the bread because we want to be able to turn the bread over, okay? So we are putting the chicken on first. And then we're going to layer it with the onions. It all depends on if you want to be kissing hubby tonight or not. How much onions you put on there.
he better kiss me?
All right, you guys can see how I have my onions layered on there. All right, and then I have my little wrinkly spinach,
She said my little ring.
and I'm just going to throw that on there as well. I love my vegetables, so I'm going to put a lot of spinach in there. Then I have my vegan cheese. The vegan cheese is the last one that I put on.
So are you using two kinds of cheese?
No,
Oh,
just
okay.
the regular vegan Monterey Jack cheese. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Now, because my lovey likes likes a spice, I had chopped up a jalapeno pepper.
Woo! Sounds nice.
Yeah, he likes spicy. He like his
He
food
likes
like
it spicy.
like he like his wife.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Ew.
Ew.
Now we have. How are we doing, ladies? Do we have everything layered up?
I'm getting there. I'm trying to get there.
All right.
Finish.
So we're going to move things to the side a little bit. Okay. We're going to take our quesadilla, press the food down in between the quesadilla, and we're going to press real hard to make sure that it's safe. Okay. You may have a little bit of cheese dripping out the back or whatever have you. That's fine. It just makes it even more cheesier and more delicious. Okay. So you can see my quesadilla here. And I'm getting ready to transfer it over to my pan. All right, so we're going to take this over to the pan and we're going to start to cook. Okay, guys? I don't have Reverend Phil to be here to help me out.
Girl, don't mess with you. Will make him drive down there to Rosedale.
I know, right?
I think I might have put
All
too
right,
much
here
on
we go.
mine. Ooh.
All right, y'all, for anybody who's just tuning in, make sure that you chime in the comments. Say hi, say I'm here, say something. We're giving away the How Not to Die, a copy of the book at the end of the show. So you might want to check in and let us know that you're watching.
Absolutely. All right, so everybody's ready?
Yep.
All right, so we place our quesadilla in the pan, okay? And just let it sit there and cook, okay? Now, I say let it cook like 2 minutes on each side, especially with the vegan cheese. If you're using vegan cheese especially, you definitely want to do that. Because vegan cheese does not melt like regular cheese does. Regular cheese will melt quicker than anything. So you just want to with the vegan cheese, just use a little bit more time on the stove, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Want it to brown really nicely on both sides. Really get it in there, guys. How are we doing, ladies?
I'm
Good.
working.
Huh?
I said I'm working.
How's it looking over there?
It looked good.
How's everybody else doing? How's our viewers doing? Do they have everything cooking up? Look how that just turned a nice little
Who's
brown.
cooking with us? Who's cooking with us tonight?
Hey, Spence. Hey, Panetta. Spence and Panetta are checking in on YouTube.
I seen Tawana earlier. I see Tina Turner coming in.
Make sure your eye is not up too high.
Miss Jenny Amos, producer said he see Miss Jenny Amos coming
Here
in.
we go, guys. Where you at? Where you at, ladies?
We ready to flip?
Yeah, we ready to flip. It doesn't take long to cook these things.
Hey, Akila. Akila chimed in. She says she's not cooking, but she's watching. Girl, it's smelling good over here in this kitchen.
Look, I'm excited too. Look at this.
All right, we ready to flip? Did you flip, Shay?
I flipped mine, girl, and it is done. I'm waiting on you guys.
I didn't flip
Ooh,
yet.
this is pretty. Wait a minute now. Hold on, I got to move my camera for a second so y'all can.
So I think I kind of had two going. I had the one going in the quesadilla maker, and then I also had the one going in the frying pan. So
I think I got the can. There you go. There y'all go.
Let me see. Let me see.
It's nice and brown and toasty.
I know. Look at mine. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, Shay, that's nice. That look good. Akila, what you laughing at? Why you laughing at us, Akila? Akila is laughing at us. Why are you laughing at us, sis?
She said she made quesadillas yesterday.
Oh, well, how did it come out?
How pretty that looks. And then I just cut mine.
Hey, Andrea. Hey, TP.
How are you guys looking?
Tia said, I think I'm going to make some meat substitute. Tia Parker said she's going to make some meat substitute quesadillas.
Okay.
How does your sandwich look in the middle? Let me see.
Oh, everything's all ooey gooey melted together.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit more brown on the other side.
Yeah, I just flipped mine to the other side. I'm waiting for it to get a little.
Andrea Hopper. Yeah.
Hey, Andrea.
How we doing, ladies?
We coming
Hey,
along. Akila. Okay, I see you. Let's see who
Sheila
over.
said she ain't had no leftovers, so hers must have been good.
Oh, it was good. I know it was good.
Talk about diabetes.
All right, yeah, let's go. We ready. Diabetes, as I'm about to be stuffing my face in between.
I know. This is delicious.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute.
All right, so we need to know what is diabetes and where does it come from. And from reading the How Not to Die book, we learned that a lot of us knew that there were two types of diabetes already, but Shay, can you walk us through a little bit of the differences between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Sure. Type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes is a deficiency in insulin. All right. Type 1 is an autoimmune deficiency. That is what we call juvenile diabetes. A lot of our children, they don't have to be overweight. It's just the hormone insulin that is secreted by the pancreas is just not working. And that's just something that happens. Do they know where it comes from? No, there's really no real etiology of why someone may be type 1 diabetes besides genetics. And when that happens, we don't put patients like that on medications that they take through the mouth. We have to give them the hormones. So it's like hormone replacement therapy, you know? We have to actually give them insulin to get into their bloodstreams very quickly. So that is type 1 diabetes. They strictly use insulin and they do not take metformin, glamiprid. They don't take any of that. They strictly use insulin. Type 2 diabetes is self-inflicted. It is an overuse of excessive calories. It is It is caused by too much insulin being secreted into the bloodstream to where the body kind of like rejects the insulin to where it becomes insulin resistant. So when we say that someone is insulin resistant, most of those people there are overweight. And the way you become insulin resistant is that this is your cell, okay? And your cell opens up to let insulin so insulin can push glucose in there. And then the cell pulls back up again. It's like Pac-Man. You know how Pac-Man comes through?
Yeah.
That's what your cells are. They're like Pac-Man. And then insulin grabs the glucose, the sugar, and it puts it in Pac-Man's mouth, and Pac-Man's like still going. All right? But when you have an excessive amount of fat in your body, the insulin is trying to put the glucose into the body, but can you do it? Why? Because the cell is covered by a lot of fat, where it can't open up the way it's supposed to. And insulin put the glucose into the cell. So what happens is that Pac-Man said, "Look, I'm stuck. I can't take any more. I don't know what you're gonna do with that excess sugar that you have floating around in your body, but I can't take any more. Insulin and that glucose, they better figure out what they're gonna do because I can't take any more in. If I take any more in, I'm gonna burst." All right?
Right.
I can explain that ideology.
Wow.
So when the cells are closed up because they're covered by fat, the insulin and the glucose has to go somewhere. So where does it go? It stays in your bloodstream. It not only stays in your bloodstream, it travels to different parts of your body. It travels to your head, and it starts to the excess sugar travels to your eyes and start to damage your nerve cells in your eyes,
Wow.
causing diabetic retinopathy. You guys ever heard of that?
Yes.
The sugar done messed my eyes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sugar did mess your eyes up. Okay?
Yeah, the sugar did that.
That part. The excess amount of glucose, it also goes to your kidneys, okay? It messes up that filtration wheel that's in your kidneys to filter out the blood to where it gets so much in there to where the kidneys get so clogged to where they're not working like this anymore. They start moving like this to where they get clogged and pretty soon they just stop working. Now you have to go for hemodialysis, okay? That excess sugar, again, it gets into the bloodstream. Lord, I got the numbness and the tingling in my legs. It must have been my shoes.
Wow. Wow.
That's called diabetic neuropathy. The too much sugar that's in your bloodstream starts to mess with the nerves in your feet. Then you don't feel yourself stepping on a nail. You don't feel yourself banging your foot. And then you got a bruise there. But you don't know you have a bruise because you didn't feel it happening in the first place.
Right.
Then here comes an infection. Then your toe turns black. Then we got to cut your toe off. Why? Because it's already gangrene. Then we cut your toe off, and some of the gangrene got into your foot. Well, my foot started to turn color too. Well, now we got to cut your foot off, your whole entire foot. Well, Lord, the nut at the bottom of my foot don't look good either. Now we got to cut half your leg off. So we cut off your whole entire leg.
I've seen people go through that. I've seen people go through that.
But you ask yourself, is it really worth it?
Right.
This is really good, guys.
This is delicious. I'm gonna let you take a couple bites while we talk about BMI a little bit.
All right, girl, let me take a couple bites.
So How Not to Die was talking about BMI, and for those of you that don't know what BMI stands for, it is body mass index, and it's a way to help you figure out if you're at a healthy weight for your height. BMI is a number based on your weight and height together. So in general, the higher the number, the more body fat a person has. BMI is often used as a screening tool to decide if your weight might be putting you at risk for health problems such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. So Shay, this BMI thing, I used to hear about it when I was younger, and they would talk about BMI and like the body fat. And I never really knew. I would hear these terms. I'm like, BMI, what is that? Not really knowing what it is. But now that, we know that it's kind of based on your height and weight. So a person, a short person, like myself, 4'11", or Lady J, 5'2", shorty pants over there.
I'm 5'2", that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm not gonna tell nobody any other thing.
He's 5'1.5".
And so, we're short over here. And so, and people like to poke fun at the chart, because I know I like to poke fun at the chart. And we always say that those weight charts are for people of another color, another denomination, another something, because I know that at 4'11", I don't have no business being nobody's 97 to 110 nothing, or I will be walking around here looking like I'm on something.
Right.
But
right.
By us being a little bit more curvy in nature, it's just the way that we're built. We're expected to be, a little bit heavier anyway. But y'all, if you're on the shorter side, you really have to watch it. Not saying that tall people don't have to watch their weight as well, but when you're pint size and you're overweight, I don't know if it puts you at more of a risk as a tall person, but I know that BMI tends to seem to be like, when Shay did my measurements before I lost that 50 pounds, my mouth was in the floor. Like, I was like, you're not gonna tell nobody, you're not gonna show nobody these numbers, are you? And I don't know what it is today, but I'm gonna get the scale so that I can kind of keep track, because Sean and I are back working out, and we've been doing our clean eating as best as we can. So I really want to monitor it so that I can kind of see where I'm going and, see how the numbers are moving. Dang, Shay, I said a couple bites. Come on now.
She done, shake and throw. She done ate the whole thing.
Listen, this is delicious, y'all. Oh, and Shay, before you jump back in there to BMI, hi, Morgan. Before you jump back there to BMI, I do want to say that I'm thankful for this, because let me tell you how I made quesadillas with 2 shells. So I had my 2 shells open and waiting and ready, and I was like, when you talking about putting it on the side for food, I'm like, oh, what? I got a whole other shell to mash this thing there. Listen, I didn't think that everything was gonna fit in that half a shell, but it fit.
It fit.
And it's delicious. And so that's gonna help me, because eliminating the second shell is even though I have my 0 saturated fat, 0 trans fat, 0 poly and monosaturated fat, I still have, a little bit of sodium and a little bit of calories. So eliminating this second shell is going to do wonders just by itself.
Mm-hmm.
This is exciting.
These are delicious.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jackie.
I said these are delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. They are. I'm going to finish this last bite. But to piggyback off of what Kiara was saying about the BMI, I really try to educate, and I don't sit behind my laptop when I'm talking to my patients. I bring them over to my side so they can see the screen that I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to look at the numbers that I'm looking at. I want them to be able to see what I'm comparing now than what they were doing 3 months ago, 6 months ago. I want them to see those numbers. And I educate them, and I let them know, a normal BMI, based off what the recommendations are, is that the BMI has to be less than 24.9. Okay? If you have a BMI that's greater than 24.9, like let's say it's 25 to 29, they consider you as being overweight. Okay? So if you're 27, then you're overweight. Okay? Based off the numbers that they give us. Now, if you're in between 30 and 39.9, you're just considered to be obese. Okay, so if you're 35, your BMI is 35, then you're obese. All right. Now, once that number gets to be 40 and above, they consider that to be morbidly obese. Okay. Morbidly obese lets that insurance company know that you are a grave liability to this company. Okay. Because every time a patient comes in to see us, we have to put down their BMI. And that lets the insurance company know how much of a risk you are to this company. And they will let the company know as well. Okay? So you want to try and stay less than 30. You want to try and stay less than 25, okay? Me, I try and stay less than 25. I don't want to get above 25. I want to be less than that. Now, when we talk about body fat percentage, the norm is less than 33%. They want that number to be less than 33. With that number being less than 33, that lowers your chances of having high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, heart attack, all those great things, okay, that we are susceptible to. That number keeps us safer, all right? They did a lot of
Research.
meta-analysis on how to keep people healthy, and that was just one of the numbers that they came up with our American diet. You know, you look at people in other countries, you don't see them dying of heart disease. Us, that is the number one killer, heart disease in America, heart disease. So when we talk about that, the BMI, the body fat percentage, your weight, we didn't talk about this other thing that, you know, I try to educate a lot of my clients on, and that's visceral fat. That wasn't mentioned in the book, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of some insight on that one. All right, visceral fat is the amount of fat that is surrounding your arteries. I mean, not surrounding your arteries, but the organs in your body. Come here, baby. Give me a hand for a minute. Look at this. All right, so say for instance that you have your heart. Here's your heart, okay? Your heart beats like this. Come on, beat for me. That's how your heart beats, all right? Visceral fat
We can't
comes
see it.
in
Okay.
and it crowds your heart. It really isn't beating a lot, okay? That's visceral fat. You want to make sure you keep your visceral fat less than 11, okay? So your heart can beat like it's supposed to. Thanks. All right? Next question. Any other questions? Did you just eat my quesadilla?
So let's talk about diabetes. Since we talked about heart disease reversal, let's talk about diabetes reversal. So in this book, I read that for a person with diabetes reversal is scientifically known as remission. Is defined as having their A1C less than 6.5% without any medications and or insulin for more than 6 months. So it says here again, sensible diet, structured physical activity, stress management, good sleeping hygiene, stopping substance abuse, and good self-care are a few ways to help. So I thought that was important to mention because people who are out there, you know, watching this show, you know, to kind of give them some hope if they do have diabetes or they do have, you know, some type of heart disease or something going on, that they know that there is hope. You know, there is a way to fix it, but they just have to make the effort and want to fix it. That part. It's not going to happen by itself. And it's not going to happen overnight either.
Very well said. Very well said. I like that. Any comments? Any questions? Anyone have right now?
Lisa said, and as a life insurance agent, we will not insure with a high BMI. Whoa. And that's pretty bad, y'all, because we all need life insurance. We need to be able, you know, to take care of those things.
But insurance companies don't want to pay for someone for life when they know that this person is going to be a liability. We get insurance for accidents. We get insurance for little things. They don't want to take care of your sick behind.
Right.
They don't want to. It's like COVID. Most companies say, okay, fine, you don't have to get COVID, but you can't work here. Because studies have shown that people who are not vaccinated or people who are ungodly sick with COVID, it comes with medical bills.
Yeah.
It comes with a heap of medical bills. So insurance companies are like, all right, fine. You don't have to get the vaccination, but you can't work for me. Why? Because we can't afford you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what it's coming down to. You guys, this is great. I love this. I love this discussion. We're talking about healthy ways of living. Absolutely. Jackie, how did you do over there?
I did good. I shared a picture with you guys. Both of them came out good. I don't know if you can see. Can you zoom in, Pastor? And he is in the corner and he is chomping back. I did, he loves salsa, so I had some salsa.
Is he eating this?
Girl, he done ate it. It's not, is he eating it? He's ate it. He done ate it. Wait a minute.
Look, I let the kids try a little sliver of it. I was trying to save Misha on the other corner, but I'm just gonna have to make another one when because look, I ate that.
And so, and I want to share. Okay, he did get a picture of it. I wanted to share Tawana. Tawana was cooking with us. So, and she said,
Tawana.
yes, Tawana. She said that Derek loved it. And Tawana, since you were cooking with us, I don't have it in front of me, but we do have a Victory Talk cup for you. One of our little small teacups. And so I will make sure that we get that to you, sis.
Absolutely.
We are glad that you
Take a picture and
participate.
post it in Fit for Life.
Yes, please take a picture and post it in Fit for Life.
Absolutely.
Fit for Life. All right, ladies. It is 15:15. Shay, were you
We
saying
got to do
something?
our giveaway.
All right, sounds good.
Go ahead, Jack.
So one last opportunity, if you just kind of got in late and you didn't hear our announcement, we do have a copy of the book that was donated to Victory Talk from one of our supporters, and we are giving it away tonight to you if you are one of the lucky ones. If you are the lucky one, so what you have to do is let us know you're here, and for the most part, you guys have. Or just text book or say hey. And so if you think that your name was not put into the bag for the drawing, say book, say hey, I'm here, or something. So that our public relations lady, Lisa, in the background, will get your name because she is about to do that drawing. And so, and we will make sure she will reach out to you and she will make sure that you get your you will get your gift. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Shay, we have truly enjoyed this segment of the Fit for Life, doing Victory Talk. I'm so excited to see next month what we are going to cover, the next the next two chapters that we are going to cover. I'm not sure what extra we are going to do. I don't know if we're cooking, but I know we're going to do something extra. So you want to make sure that you tune in. You want to make sure that you tune in. And so I believe that we are about to announce the winner. But once again, if you do participate with us, we'll make sure that we do a little something special for you. Okay? All right. So, can I get a drum roll, please? Woo! Tonight, our grand prize winner is Tia Parker. Woo! Tia Parker. Tia is one of our consistent supporters. She has been a guest on Victory Talk a time or two, and I believe that we are hoping to have her back again. But tonight, Tia, you are the recipient of our book how not to die. And so Lisa will reach out to you and we will get connected with you and get this book to you. You're not too far. You're right here in Maryland, so you're not too far. So we will make sure to get to you. And so, Shay, thank you.
Wait a minute, before you close out, I'm gonna just throw out there that Tia Parker is a chef, y'all. So listen, if I'm delivering the book to her, I'm picking up a plate. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. If y'all have not purchased a meal or meal prep from Tia, hit me up and I will get you her information.
Awesome.
All right, now you go ahead.
Awesome. We have had a comment. Somebody wanted to know how you can get the book. Excuse me, y'all. I still got quesadilla in my mouth. Let me get that out. It was that good. All right. how you can get the book. You can go to Amazon, and Amazon is not giving us a kickback, y'all. Let me just say that. You can go to Amazon and get it. You can also go to eBay. I did find a few used copies on eBay. And you can also, if you have Kindle, you can get it through the bookstore at Kindle. If you are Kindle Unlimited, it's not going to cost you anything. You know how you borrow the book whatsoever, you know. And then you can also get it on Audible. You can also get it on Audible, and the Audible gives you the audio version of it. And so I encourage you to get this book. And let me tell you what I also did while I was, you know, reading the book and I was researching um, the author and the book in itself. I went out to YouTube. I will check YouTube and see if there is the audio version on YouTube. I did not find the audio version on YouTube, but what I did find on YouTube is I found the author himself who was doing a workshop. It was about an hour, 45 minutes workshop, and he talks about various chapters in the book, and he answers questions. So I found that very informative. So I encourage you just to check it out, whether you get the book or however you get it, whether it's through Audible or if it's through the Kindle, or if you buy it in the hard copy. And there were a couple other people who were doing discussions on YouTube about this book. So that is, yes, sir.
One question: is olive oil better than vegetable oil?
Shay Brown, is olive oil better than vegetable oil? Yes. Yes. Shay, once before you told us the ranking of the oils. What are they, sis?
The first one is canola oil. The second one is olive oil. The third one is vegetable oil. The last oil that you would ever want to put on your body or put on your mouth is coconut oil. Use coconut oil not to with your food, but to put on your hair, put on your skin. That is the highest in saturated fats. So you definitely don't want the canola oil. The coconut oil. Best oil to use, I like to use mainly in my kitchen. I only use canola oil and olive oil. I don't use any of the others.
And the olive oil is also good for your skin as well. Olive oil is good for your skin, your hair. Yes, it absolutely is. One of the things that I didn't get to share on tonight's show is my sister, who is also taking this journey with us. Her trainer, and she's down in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Her trainer turned her onto this app called Yuka, YUKA. YUKA. And I text the ladies and I said that app messed me up. And I felt the need to give it to them so that they could experience what I was experiencing. And this app allows you to check, the ingredients in your food, and it tells you if your if your food is excellent, if it's poor, if it's bad. It gives you the alternatives. It gives you the nutrients. It gives you some background, and it also works on your healthcare products, such as your body wash. I found out that one of my body washes that I love to use was horrible for my skin. It was horrible for my system because of what was involved in what it was made up of, and what it would do to us on the inside. Your toothpaste, your mouthwash, your lotion. I found out, I'm not gonna call out no names, but one of the top brand lotions that probably a lot of us have used or is in our closets right now was horrible for me. So I encourage you, and listen, today when I was in the grocery store and I was, looking for the stuff, I'm in there and I'm scanning everything. I scanned everything that I was going to purchase. And it told me, bad, good, poor, or excellent. And if it didn't say excellent or good, I put it back. So I encourage you to look into that app. It's YUK. Somebody type it in to the type it into the comments for me. So with that said, that's our show for tonight, y'all. That's our show. We knew that we were gonna run over a little bit, but we knew that we were cooking and we had some additional things that we wanted to share with you. But I pray that this show has been a blessing to you. And I know that I, as well as Key and Shay, we just want to help us all to live a healthier lifestyle and a healthier life, because I want to see you at 97. I want us to be sitting doing our stroll. If we got to take our teeth out, whatever. I want to see us doing that together, 99, 98, 97, whatever.
I'm trying to be like my Ernestine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Ooh, how about
Yeah.
that part? That part.
Yeah.
And just to drop a little nugget to you guys, y'all look out. May, we're doing something big. Y'all know May is our anniversary month, so y'all better watch. Y'all better watch. Yeah. So I'm going to say good night, Shay, Key, Lisa. Love y'all lots. That's our show for tonight.
Good night, y'all. Be
Good night,
safe and
everyone.
be well.